Hi everyone, it's Karen from Craftykarendesigns here. Today I've got something a little bit different for you. I'm going to do a one sheet wonder with a piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. And the plan is to get 12 different cards out of the one sheet. And I'm going to use some Christmas paper so we can get ahead with making our Christmas cards. So this is the 12 by 12 that I've designed, and as you can see, you might not be able to see very clearly, but I've chopped some grid paper up into a piece of 12 by 12 and sectioned it off into lots of different sizes, and I'm going to talk you through this as we cut it out. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this gorgeous brightly gleaming paper, and I think this is particularly good for something like this because it's quite a small design, so it'll cut up quite well. So I'll show you how we're going to do it. So first of all, get the trimmer, and this first strip I'm going to cut is across the top here, and I need a 2-inch strip. So I'm going to chop 2 inches off there, like that. So that's 2 by 12, and then I need 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces that are 2 inches. So we'll chop this up into strips as we're going. That's 1, 2, whoops, go all the way through there, 2, move this over a bit, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is lay them out on top of the grid that I've cut out so I know where I'm going, and then that leaves us with a piece of 4 by 2, and I think I might punch out some Christmas trees or something from that bit. We'll see. So then the next cut we're going to make is down the left hand side, and that one needs to be 2 inches wide. Okay, so now we've got a piece which is 2 by 10. So I'm going to do 2 more 2-inch pieces. 1, 2, lay those on there. I'll show you the grid paper at the end. I can't get it all on screen at the moment. And then we've got a piece that is 2 by 6 left over, and we need that to be 5 5/8, so there'll be a little tiny bit of wastage, but not a lot. So we're just chopping off that tiny little bit. We'll get rid of that. Then the next strip is going to be 2.5. And we need a piece which is 4 1/4. Whoops. And 2 pieces that are 1 1/4 each by 5 5/8. So again, there'll be a little tiny bit of wastage on this one, but not much. I'm going to chop that in half at 1 1/4. So those 2 will go on there. Then the next piece needs to be 3 inches wide. And have a piece that's 4, and then we'll chop that in half. So that's 2 pieces that are 1.5 by 4, and that'll go on there. And then we've got 2 3 by 3 squares. Like that. Then this last piece we need is 4.5 inches wide, I think. Yeah. So we need a 2-inch strip, we need a 3 3/4 inch strip, which goes there, and then we need a 3-inch strip, which goes there, 2 1/2-inch strips, which go there, and then we've got another piece that's 2 inches left over. So let me move the trimmer and carefully move this over. So there you can see I've obviously not put them back in the right places, but you can see we're back with a 12 by 12 again. Okay. Now some of these I'm going to cut on a diagonal. So this one and this one, I think, are the 2 that are diagonal. So we'll just do those. Got any more? No, I think it's just those 2. So all I'm going to do with these 2 is put them in the trimmer so that they are, you've got a point, a corner at the top and a corner at the bottom. Line it up in your trimmer. And then slice it in 2. And don't forget, all this paper is double-sided, so we could actually use the other side of this rather than the ones with the baubles on. And then this one we're going to do this way. Like that. So there's all the DSP cut into strips and pieces. And we're going to make, by mixing all these together and matting them, I'm going to make 12 Christmas cards. Now I'm going to use, there's 3 main colours. It's very vanilla base, and there's some copper, but there's also Night of Navy, Mossy Meadow and Pretty Peacock. So those are the 3 colours that I'm going to use for matting. Okay, so I'll show you how we've cut those up now. So now I've already cut up the card bases, which are 5 7/8 by 8 1/4. So basically it's just a piece of A4 chopped in half, and I'm going to score them at 4 1/8. And then, just to keep them all separated, I've put them all in bags. And chopped up the cardstock to go with it. So for example, this one will then mat with just a tiny border all the way around it, and that one, and I've numbered them all as well as I've cut them. I've numbered them so I can keep up with whichever one it is that I'm doing. So then this one will go on here with a border, and this one on here. You see the idea? So these are the navy blue, nice and navy ones, and this one is number 10, which is number 7 and number 10. So number 10 is over here somewhere. So number 10 is is two tiny strips. So what I thought I might do with that is just edge it like that, or I might put them closer together, or put them on the edges. I don't know, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do with that yet. So I've just cut a piece that's a bit bigger than what I need. And then this one is number 7, which is this one, and this will mat on here with a slightly bigger border all around it. Okay, so those are the nice navy ones, and the green ones, this is Mossy Meadow. So again, it's the same size card base, and we've got number 11. I think I've sliced the wrong one up there. So I'll cut another piece for that, because that should be going on there. Trying to get ahead. So that goes on there like that one. So I'll cut another piece for that in a minute. What else have we got? Number 5, which is one of these. So that one will just go like that. And then number 8, one of these and one of these. So that we will arrange somehow or other on the card front. And this one is number 2. So that's these, which will layer up like that. Now you could actually split this and make 2 cards and just put 1 on each one, but we'll see. So we might get more than 12 cards. It's all a bit hit and miss until you start putting it all together, because what started off in your head, sometimes when you start putting them together, changes slightly. So, but we'll see. So then we've got number 3, which is 3 2-inch squares like that, and we'll arrange those somehow or other. Then number 6 is a big square with 2 smaller squares like that. So we'll put that one in there too. And then this one is this one, and this one I've cut as a full-size card mat, because what I've got left over is a piece this size that I thought I might chop up into trees, or I might do some fussy cutting round these, or lay another piece of DSP. I don't know, I don't quite know yet. Or I might just put a small mat round this, but for the time being I've cut a big piece. And then I seem to be missing one. I should have another one for this, so I'll cut another mat for that. I've missed one out. Okay, so bear with me while I do that. Hi, I'm back again. So when I left you, I'd cut up the designer series paper into all the little bits, and told you how I thought I was going to mat it and layer it, and these things never work out as you plan. So I've ended up with 14 cards, I think, instead of the 12 that I originally thought. And I've changed a few things round, so I'm going to show you what I've made and talk you through what I used, because if I sat here and made all 14 cards, this video would go on forever and you'd just get bored. So I thought I'd go away, make all the cards and come back and talk you through it, so I hope you don't mind. So for all of them I've used either Night of Navy ink, the Pretty Peacock, or I've used Old Olive because I don't have Mossy Meadow, but it's close enough. And I've used a variety of stamp sets, and just little sentiments or little stars or bows out of them. So I've used the gift wrapped. I don't think I used any poinsettia petals, but I've got that one out anyway. I can use the Merry Christmas off the Arranger wreath. I used these little tiny stars off the Festive Post. I used the Ho 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 and the Merry Christmas off Perfectly Plaid, and I've used a few different ones out of Itty Bitty Christmas. So, and what I'm going to do is, as I show you each one, I'm going to tick them off on this chart to make sure we've got them all. So I'm going to start with the Night of Navy, which is in this pack, I think. Yeah. So the first one was this one down here. So it's just a single strip, and all the measurements for all the mats and all the layers and everything that I've used will be over on my blog on craftykarendesigns.blogspot.com later on today. So this one was 2 5/8 the DSP, and I've just made the Night of Navy mat just a tiny bit bigger, so it's 2 1/8 by 5 3/4, and I've stuck it to the left hand side of the card and just stamped Thinking of You, which is from Itty Bitty Christmas. So that's number 1, so we'll tick that one off. So the second one I did in Night of Navy was this one, number 4, and this is the one that I cut on the diagonal, so it was 2.5 by 4 1/4, and the cardstock layer is just slightly bigger at 2 3/4 by 4 1/2, and both of them I've just cut on the diagonal. So one side of it I've put up towards the top, one side of it towards the bottom, and then I've stamped the Thinking of You at Christmas from the Itty Bitty Christmas, and these little stars are from Festive Post. So I've just put the sentiment in the middle on that one. So that's number 4. Then this one is number 7, which is just a small strip, which was 1.5 by 4. So the Night of Navy, it's a bit bigger border this time, so it's this one will be 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and again I've just stamped Thinking of You at Christmas at the bottom from Itty Bitty Christmas. So that one's number 7. And then this one was this piece over here that I was going to cut some trees or bows or something out of with the punch, but I changed my mind, and I've used some copper foil as a mat on this one, and I've put it through the, what's it called, the new Winter Snow embossing folder, I don't know whether you can, the camera's picking that up. You see it on here. It's really, really pretty. Really delicate snowflakes. So the mats for that is copper foil, and it's 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And then this piece was, the DSP was 2 by 4, so the Night of Navy will be 2 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I've stamped Christmas cheer on a little scrap of Very Vanilla and punched it out with the classic label punch, and then stuck it onto some Night of Navy and cut round it with the paper snips. And I put that one up on dimensionals. So that one's number 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 in Night of Navy. So we'll do the Mossy Meadow ones next. So we'll start off with this one, which was the 2 thin strips, which was 1 1/4 by 5 5/8. So the Mossy Meadow layer is 1 3/8 by 5 3/4. And then I've used the, what have I done with them? I must have put them, oh no, there they are, whoops, there they are. I've used the Tasteful Labels dies. And I've cut that one out in Mossy Meadow and that one in Very Vanilla. And I've stamped the Merry Christmas from Perfectly Plaid in Old Olive, and I've put it on there with dimensionals. Okay, so that is that one. And then this one is this one down here, number 12. So these are, the DSP layer was 3 3/4 by 4 1/2. So the Mossy Meadow layer will be 4 by 4 3/4. And again, I've just chopped it on the diagonal, mounted it at either side and left a gap. And what I did is I placed these 2 triangles on here and did a very thin pencil line, very faint pencil line, and then I've stamped Ho 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 from the Perfectly Plaid through the middle, and then rubbed out the pencil marks, stuck these down. So you could put anything here. You could even add some ribbon or whatever. This is just an idea of what you can do. Obviously the combinations are endless. Now the next one is number 8. So we've got one strip which is 1 1/2 by 4, and the Mossy Meadow one is 1 3/4 by 4 1/4, and then we've got a 2-inch square and a 2 1/4 square. And then I've stamped the Merry Christmas from Perfectly Plaid and one of the little bows from Gift Wrapped. You see that? So that's number 8. Then this one is number 5 on the sheet. So we've got a 3 by 3 square DSP. We've got a 3 1/4 square piece of Mossy Meadow, and then I've used again I've used the copper foil and the snowflake embossing folder, and that layer is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and then I've stamped on a piece of Very Vanilla with the Merry Christmas from Perfectly Plaid, and punched it out with the rectangular stamp punch, and then just mounted that on another piece of Mossy Meadow, just a small border around it. So that one, what did I say? That one was number 5. So that's 8 we've got so far. And then we come to the Pretty Peacock ones. So let's see what we've got. Now the Pretty Peacock one is the one where I ended up with more pieces than I knew what to do with, and that's why we've got the extra 2 cards. So I think the one I just showed you, sorry, bear with me, this one is actually that one that I chopped in half. I did that on the diagonal by accident, so that was number 11. So this one is number 12 because it's bigger. But as I said, all the measurements will be over on my blog. So this one is the 3 3/4 by the 4.5 rectangle, which I've chopped on the diagonal, matted it on a piece of Pretty Peacock, and I've stamped the Merry Christmas down the middle. Oh, that's the one that was from Poinsettia Petals, the Merry Christmas there, and that one. So that one was number 12. And then we've got, we had number 3, which was the 2-inch squares. So all the DSP is 2-inch squared. The Pretty Peacock is 2 1/8, no, 2 1/4 squared. So I've just glued the 2 down in the corners. This one's on dimensionals, and then I've stamped a Very Merry Christmas and one of the bows from gift wrapped on that one. So what did I say that one was? Number 3. Right. So number 6 should have been a 3-inch square with 2 2-inch squares as well, but that I decided was too much. So I've got the 3 by 3 square on a 3 1/4-inch square piece of Pretty Peacock. Again, I've put the copper embossing foil through the snowflake folder, and then this Merry Christmas is from Itty Bitty Christmas, I think, and I've just matte and laid it on a piece of Pretty Peacock, and that's on dimensionals too. So then there was this piece up here, so that was number 6, done that one. This piece, number 9, this was 2 by 4, so I decided to mount that on a piece of copper foil, which is just I think that's 2.5 by 4.5, and then this background layer is Pretty Peacock, and it's 3 7/8 by 5 5/8, and I've stamped all over it with some of the little stars from gift wrapped. And then the Celebrate the Season is from Itty Bitty Christmas, and I've just cut that out on the trimmer and mounted it on a piece of copper foil that's also been through the embossing folder. So that's number 9. So then we had two squares left over, 2 2-inch squares left over, and 2 strips. So what I've done with these, rather than stick them on the same card and end up with 13 cards, I've split them to make 14 cards. So we've got 2-inch square mounted on a 2 1/4-inch square, and then I've mounted that on a piece of Very Vanilla stamped the Christmas cheer in Pretty Peacock, mounted that on another piece of Pretty Peacock, and then mounted the whole thing on a plain piece of copper foil this time, just for a change. So that's one of those. And then the other one, I've just mounted it on 2-inch square on Pretty Peacock, then on copper foil, then again on Pretty Peacock, and just left it on a plain card with the Christmas cheer stamped underneath. So that makes 14, and I had these 2 strips left over, and I can't for the life of me think what to do with these, so I'm gonna stop now. I think that's enough. Done 14 out of one piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. So as you can see, you've got loads and loads of different variations. They're all slightly different. They've all got different mats, different layers, different sentiments, different orientations. The possibilities are endless. So I hope you like this one, and I hope you'll give it a try. It's really good fun. I'll put a picture of the plan, of the template, on my blog, so you can copy it and have a look, and I'll also break it down in the blog so that you've got the different cut lines, and it'll show you where to cut and how many to do. But as I say, you can do whatever you want with it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Please give me a thumbs up if you have. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd be really grateful if you did do. You press on the red button and click on the bell for notifications. You can also subscribe to my blog at craftykarendesigns.blogspot.com, and you'll get an email notification every time I upload a new blog too. So thanks for sticking with me, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, hope to see you again soon, bye!